Alright guys, my name is Lindsay Burbank. I am a hairstylist and I want to tell you about the most embarrassing story that has haunted me my entire life, and my wonderful oldest sister used to tell it all the time to my boyfriends, to people I didn't know. And I'm your shy little girl. Imagine a little girl, long blonde hair, super shy, super sweet, backs off from everybody, won't initiate a conversation. She goes around and tells this story of when I was 4 years old, and I remember it vividly. When my parents decided to tear down their house and rebuild to a 6-bedroom, 2-bathroom house, we lived up on Dictionary Hill, which is a hill that I now actually try to run up at times, and it's difficult, but we lived up there. At 4 years old, we were about to move back down into our brand new home. Well, I had this chair that my grandfather, my favorite grandfather in the whole world, made me. And it sat next to this counter. And I would always come running into this rental house that we were in. I'd sit down on this chair and I'd be so excited. Ask my mom what she's cooking for dinner, what she's doing in the kitchen. One day I did that. My wonderful mother, who was packing up the house all on her own by herself with, at the time, 5 kids. But she was doing it by herself. She replaced my chair, not realizing it, with a blender. So this blender did not have the part that you pour everything in and it gets mixed up in. This blender had just the machine that blends it up, and back then it had the blades on that machine. I jumped down on there, I hurt my butt. I remember going into this big old van, I couldn't sit, and I had to stand all the way to the emergency room. I had stitches, it hurt. It was the kind of hurt that when you went to breathe in, you, okay, embarrassing. Embarrassing, horrible, sad. Until this day, my tailbone gives me issues because of it, till this day. But you know what my wonderful sister did? She gave me a wonderful nickname, and that nickname was Lindy. Lindy. When she would meet one of my new boyfriends or friends, she'd be like, "Oh, nice to meet you. How did Lindy meet you?" Or how did you come across Lindy? And they'd ask what happened, so my sister would tell it. Everybody would laugh. I was so embarrassed. I did this for life. One day, I met a man. He was a U.S. Marine. He was the love of my life. And how I knew this, how I knew I was safe with him, was for the first time my wonderful older sister told that story. I laughed with it. I didn't go behind closed doors and cry. I laughed. Because he laughed, and he was like, "You were such a goofball." He didn't care. He didn't care. So there's my embarrassing story. And now what I'm going to ask you to do is, as you see me get nervous today, because this is very crucial to me and what I'm doing today, and what I've been working on. As you see me nervous, I need you to yell out, "Lindy."
Lindy!
And when you do, and I get nervous because I started a new 21-day detox challenge with the Camp Transformation this week, and today was day 3. I missed my morning session today. So I gotta hold myself accountable today. When you yell out Lindy, I got 5 jumping jacks for you guys, because there's no way to get that nervousness out but move, right? Alright, so here's my story for you. I'm Lindsay Burbank. I'm a hairstylist. I'm a wife. I'm a mom. I am a widow. I am a sister to 6 siblings. From the very start, I was different from everybody I knew. My siblings, all dark hair, beautiful dark eyes. Me, the only one blonde hair and blue eyes. Only one. And I loved it until they started telling me I was the male lady's daughter. Because my dad was the one with the blonde hair. He didn't, or not blonde hair, sorry, the blue eyes. He didn't have the blonde hair. So that was me. The other differences is with me, I like to say how I felt. I like to show that I love people. I like to cuddle. I like to be sweet. My favorite grandpa, every time he saw me, would giggle at me for these reasons because I was always happy. There was not a worry in my mind. My siblings, the way they show you they love you, they make fun of you like any other good siblings do, and they make you tough, and they do all that. But I was different, and it's been a struggle for me my whole life. And eventually, I hit it. That wonderful Marine I speak of, that man was killed in Iraq in 2004. Less than a year after I married him. I got that knock at the door. I even beat up the man that knocked on the door that was there to support me. I started punching him in the face, telling him he was a liar. You tell me that that man is hurt. Because growing up, I was taught, you show your strength, you never show somebody your fear, and and that was me. The only strength I could show was the fight in me, the physical fight in me. That's all I could show. That man stood with me that night. He stood with me that night and refused to leave. Gunnery Sergeant Price. This man was from England. He was amazing. His wife was amazing. They would come over, not even in uniform, go past their job, and you know what, come in and have a drink with me. Amazing. I love that man. I will never forget him. I will never forget his wife, who later lost her twins, her baby twins. I will never forget them. Because even though they lost that, they stood up and they still kept going. Just like I stood up and I still kept going. My whirlwind after Jeremy died was not fun. My family didn't understand it. Nobody understood it. And me, I deal with this on my own. And what you didn't know is the night Jeremy died, I fought with him that night. I fought with him that night because I was having problems dealing with the person I loved in a war zone. I went to a doctor. I got put on anxiety medicine, and he told me, you are, excuse my language, a motherfucking bowman. You got this. I did have it, but I needed help. And he didn't realize that, and we fought. And he told me my fear of him not coming home was gonna kill him. Then he had to get off the phone. I love you. I'll call you in the morning. Knock on the door. Okay, so we get past that. I'm in school. I'm doing dental assisting. I'm doing good. I'm trying to keep myself out of worrying about him. And for the first time, I wasn't worried about him until I heard on the news. I watched on the news and everything, and I wasn't worried. And it was him this time. We met his body. We met him at the airport. And when I saw that his casket was put underneath that airplane with everybody's luggage, it hurt. It hurt. But you know what? They had to come home some way. And you know what made me feel better? Was that Marine and his dress blues that guarded my husband. And as I fell trying to open up that casket because they wouldn't let me see that that was really my husband, as I fell to my knees, that man picked me back up. And he told me, it's okay, I'm sorry, anything you need, here's my number, here's where I'm staying. Guys, I had people like that through one of the hardest things in my life. As time went by, I stopped going to dental school. I went to medical assisting school. I got my phlebotomy license. Great, right? No, because every day I was drunk. Every day I was drunk. Every day I was taking Vicodins, Percocets, Norcos, whatever you have it, every day just to get through it. I would take it from the time I woke up to the time it made me pass out at night. I lost family members. You know, all my family, since as young as I can remember, I was told I was going to be like my older brother that was born right before me. Me and him are exactly alike. We love the same, we fight the same, but he went one direction with his life and I went another. He fights just as hard, he loves just the same, but in another world. He chose drugs, he chose the gang life. I didn't, because I watched what it did for him. But I was accused that that's who I was going to be. Today I stand here and I tell all those people You know what? It's okay that you thought that because I knew better. And today, none of those people will sit there and stop me from saying what I have to say. None of those people will sit there and make me think that that's all I'm capable of. Because hell no, I'm not capable of that. I'm capable of so much more, and so are all of you. Every single one of you. After my husband died, I found love 3 years later. So I thought. I got married. I had a baby. She was my miracle. She still is my miracle till this day. She is 11 years old. Her dad was accused of molesting my nieces. After she was a year old, I was a single mom for 7 years. I fought that man in court for custody. I fought him for just to protect my daughter. I had to divorce him. And in my head, of course, I took my niece's side. But in my head, how could this man do this? He's my husband. I'm supposed to stand by him. But you know what? I saw signs. And every time he convinced me I was crazy. After him, not only was it my nieces, he destroyed a valuable friendship to me. A friendship that wasn't just a friend. This girl was my sister. This girl was my everything. One of them. There were two. One of them was my everything. And he destroyed it. Because he convinced me that she went after him when it was actually him going after her. But because I was supposed to believe my husband, because I was so wrapped up in everything else, I didn't listen to my friend. I didn't listen. I let that friendship go. Bye-bye. Wish the best for you. You know what? You're a horrible person. I got through. I fought. I got full custody of my daughter. That man will never hurt my daughter or any girl near me again, including myself. He has had power over me for so long because every time I started to stand, he used that little girl to dangle in front of me to scare me. When I said earlier that the one thing that gets me through is she who fears is made and not in perfect love. The reason that gets me through is because that little girl got me through so much without her even knowing it. I loved her so much when I was riding motorcycles at 165 miles per hour. I am not kidding you. I did that racing a group of 20 men, and guys, I won. I was proud of myself because they told me a girl couldn't hang. A girl was riding a Jizzer 750. They were on 1000s, and the girl still looked them. But I didn't get away without a speeding ticket. What I didn't see there is, you saw the pride in me right there, but what I didn't see there is how many lives did I put at risk? Because I was seeing that there was nothing to live for. Why not have fun and do what I have? And if I die doing it, I die having fun, right? But what about the people in the path? So we get through all that. I started doing really good. I end up in another divorce, but while I'm fighting my daughter's dad in a custody battle, CPS was called. CPS was called not on me, on the man that was living in my house that I married again, because you know what? I believed in love. I was gonna find love again and nothing was gonna stop me. So I married every joke that told me that he loved me. That's what happens when you don't realize your worth. You go through hell and you come back from it. But I married him, and he caused the school because he treated my 11-year-old daughter like crap, who was not 11 then, but her name's Jalen, he treated her like crap, and she went to school talking like mommy does because she's spit an image of me, everything's just like me, and she says, my daddy makes me play like an adult when I go home. When I asked her what that meant, she told me, oh, you know, Mom, when he gets mean, I gotta stand up for myself and yell back at him. Two things wrong with that. People assumed what she meant. The other thing wrong with that is she was seeing that her mother, it was okay just as long as you stand up and yell back. Your situation is okay. No, it's not okay. That guy had a restraining order when the CPS call was made. I already had him out of the house. But now I have a CPS case open, and I have a custody case going with a man that was accused of molesting little girls. I got past that. I won the case like I told you. I did what I needed to do. In the midst of divorcing G.A. Lynn's dad, I became a hair stylist. I worked hard. I had a best friend, not the one that I was no longer friends with. This woman was the level head out of the three of us when it was three of us. But right now it was two of us. And she was the level head out of the two of us. She was my courage. She was my backbone. She was the one person. And she will continue to be the one person that knew every detail about me. Anything that I may be shameful of. Anything that she knew everything. And you know what? She still loved me. She still loved me and she's still there. And I know I'm forgetting some of the things I wrote down because for the last month I've worked on this. I worked on this speech and I was ready. But then I decided when I read, you don't get the real me. Because I have a disability. When I read, I have a hard time reading. So here it is. You guys get it reading it. But my best friend died. And before she died, I just gave birth to my second daughter. I gave birth to my second daughter. I was remarried to my husband. I am currently married to him. My daughter kept having to be rushed to the emergency room in an ambulance to the hospital because she kept turning blue. She didn't breathe. I got no sleep every night. I mean, you already don't get sleep as a mom to anymore, but I didn't sleep. When I was in the hospital, the little cage that they kept her in, that was supposed to be a crib, I stood by her the whole night. I didn't sleep for a half hour. It was rough. But at the same time, that best friend of mine, she struggled with anxiety. She struggled with depression, and she was losing the fight. Laura Marie Johnson died because when she went to get help from these psychologists, from these medical offices, they turned her away because, they were too crowded or it wasn't important enough. Her medication failed her, and so did her medical team. They wrote on her death certificate, which I just recently found out, and this is where my big surprise and this is what I'm doing is coming to you guys. This is where it comes from. They wrote that woman caused of death was she was addicted to alcohol. Was that a lie? No, but it was because she couldn't get the help, and that's what she turned to. She has 2 young kids under the age of 4 when she passed away. My Laura Marie Johnson, who used to be a Holden, this woman, she was so much more than a goddamn alcoholic. And I am done with every person out there turning their backs on people that come for help. And the people that don't need the help, you cater to, you enable to, you help. What about those people that are trying for themselves and they're drowning? Laura was much more than that. She was there for everybody. You can talk to anybody that's ever met her, that's ever seen her, that's ever come across her path. You will tell her, you will hear that she is the best person you've ever met. I decided that not only am I not going to fall like that with my anxiety and depression, I decided not only is my past going to make me fall like that, because it came very close 5 months ago. What nobody knows is as I was driving to work, an anxiety attack came on. I almost drove myself off of a cliff that day. Instead, something snapped into me, and I drove to an emergency room. I have 2 young girls at home. I am not going to leave them behind. And what I realized when I heard that was on her death certificate, I realized, no, she was more than that. So I'm not going to stand here, and I'm not going to be quiet anymore. I'm not going to hide the love I have to share. And you know what? I may stand here and cry. I did. I cried no freaking week long. But you know what? That's because I love. And if anybody has a problem with that, then you know what? You don't need my love. God. And all of you should be telling them the same thing. Because as I stand here today, the reason I decided to talk on all of this is because everywhere around me, I am hearing women and men They're not believing in themselves. They're losing sight of what's important. And most of all, guys, everybody's focusing on the negative. What if we turn around and looked at the love? I have my 11-year-old daughter, Jaylyn. I have that little girl that is just perfection to me. I have her because I struggled with her father. Because I was stronger than that situation. Because I picked up and I did what I had to as a mother. So I've been working in the hair industry for a little bit. I'm not done with that because there is nothing I love more than to make people walk out with confidence and see them radiate when they've had a bad day. They've had a bad day, everything in life is going crazy, but they sat down, they got a second to themselves. And as they walk out, you see their shoulders back more. You see the smiles on their faces. And you see the little bit of hope in their eyes. And that's why I do it. I'm not stopping. I'm adding on. I'm adding on. And Kathy knows a little bit to it, but I've added on to even that, Kathy. A month and a half ago, I reached out to Kathy Selman because as we all know, she is our #1 cheerleader. She's been there for everybody. And you know what, honestly, Kathy, I look up to you. I look up to you. And when I know I can't trust nobody else in the world, I have you. I know that. And I watch you and I learn from you. Same with you. You too. But Kathy, we've been together for a lot longer, and you started this journey with me when you were my first hair client in beauty school. As you were starting this wonderful community for women in business, and where we become this family. And you know what, guys, I haven't met every single one of you, and to be honest, I don't have a lot of time to get around. I have a 2-year-old, my mom's going through chemotherapy. There's a lot. But trust me, I do want to get to know you. I do want to get to know you. I want to help you with your businesses. I want to help you with your life, and I want to help in any way I can. So if you haven't already, you can find me on Facebook under Lindsay Burbank. You can request me as a friend. I have a Hair by Lindsay page. On there, I go through everything like this and how I get through this stuff. And you know what? It's a bad soap opera. And sometimes you see my crazy hair when I'm done with what it looks like here, and it's like everywhere. I just go on these little rampages, and I get it from people I've talked to in the day. Maybe the cashier at the store. But what I'm adding on today is not only am I going to my trusted friend Kathy to teach me the ways of being a coach. I don't want to say a life coach, I don't want to say a fitness coach, I don't want to say anything, because you know what? Here's the deal. That new challenge I did the other day, there was a coach there. And I made it there last night after not making it in the morning because I'm slipping on the time, but I made it. I made it there. And at the end of our workout, she stood there and she said something that really hit me. She said, no matter who you have in your life, no matter how important they are to you, if you're not doing for yourself, if you're not making sure you're okay, if you are putting yourself aside to do everything for them, those people aren't as important as you think. Because if they're that important, you'll see that you're very important to them and you come first. There goes my time. But I did have a little gift set for you guys if you guys mind me taking a little bit more. It's just a little thing I got. But I am, let me finish. I'm gonna work with Kathy to be a coach. I am, because why can't, if a fitness leader can be a coach, why can't a hairstylist be a coach? And guys, I have a world of knowledge because of the people I talk to daily, the things I hear. I have a world of knowledge. And I have the love to give. So, today was my first step towards this. And I want to thank you guys for being a big part of it. I chose Wink's meeting here in Mission Valley today because I didn't know a lot of you personally. And there are a few of you I do know personally. But this is scary as hell for me. today. The second one, be confident, be beautiful, and shine. Guys, today you guys help me be every single one of those things that I tell everybody that follows me to be, that I am trying to lead people into getting, and I want everybody to feel the love for themselves. So, with that being said, I made you all some little Lindsay life survival gifts. In it you'll find a Kit Kat. The Kit Kat. The Kit Kat. I'm going to read one to you guys because I think I made extras.
Yeah, probably.
The Kit Kat, if you look on it, the other side of it says, give yourself a break. Do we all know this little song? Give me a break, give me a break, give me a break off that Kit Kat bar. Because y'all need a break. When it gets too stressful, you need a break.
I love it.
The second thing is the little thing of bubbles that say blow them away. No matter how you take this phrase, you make sure you do it for you and you blow them away. Whether it's your fears and it's time to move forward and get to where you need to be,
That's so cool.
or if it's people's negative thoughts, you blow them away. Don't let them hold you down.
Who wants to blow somebody
The
away?
third thing,
Blow somebody away.
you will find a packet of nerds, Laffy Taffy, and smart sweethearts. On the back of that, it'll tell you to nerd out, laugh often, be sweet, and with a little heart. If you knew me back when I went through everything with my husband, and even when I was drinking all the time, the one thing I always said was I was a sweet tart. I had a sweetness to me, but I had a bite to me. So I want you guys to remember, go with your sweet, but have your bite too, because you need to. The other thing I put in here, you have a little card, and some of you may have gotten a picture, a selfie of me. That's just for you to put up anywhere, just to remind you that somebody out there loves you, and they took a selfie just so you can laugh. Like, just so you can laugh.
I love it. Oh my God.
This one is a little bag. I had another heart, but my 2-year-old loves these hearts, so she stole that bag that I created. So on this heart, you will find a little wooden heart in this bag. It says, "You are strong, and you got this." Carry it with you and let it be a reminder. When you doubt yourself, don't doubt yourself. You got this.
I love
Being a
it.
person that's gone through a lot of hard things, you can get through it. It's hard, but you can get through it. And honestly, enjoy it as you go. Look at it as a game. I look at it as a soccer game. I used to love soccer. I was on that field, but now I look at it as I have a goal to get to, and nothing's stopping me. Nothing's stopping me, and it's fun now. Like, I have a lot going on, but it's more of a game now. But there is one last piece of advice I have for you guys, and a question. How many of you are going through a problem? How many of you are going through a problem right now, and everybody has the answer for you? Raise your hand. They all have advice. They all have the answer for you. And when you tell them, I've already tried that, what do they tell you? Try harder. Or maybe try this instead, right?
Something else.
Or maybe you're doing something wrong.
You did it wrong.
Check it out, guys. Here's some lifesavers. What these are for is for the stink and the shit that's in their mouth and coming out of their mouth and their mind. Get it wrong. Be humble, and you let them know without being rude to them. You just offer them a mint, and just know as you're being humble and offering a mint, you let them know in your own head that it's to freshen up their life. Because I think everybody does stuff for a reason. People aren't just mean to hurt people. People have been hurt, and that's why they hurt. So be a little lifesaver and offer a mint. Be humble and sit back and laugh because you know what you really need. That's all I got for you guys today.